Yep.
Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty. The green and the red and the blue.
Our background's gonna change, Ma.
The background.
Mm-hmm. There are great shifts
Shift.
happening all over
Oh, you
right
mean
now.
right now. The people moving and
Mm-hmm.
shifting and
Yep.
doing new things. And
Mm-hmm.
I want you to get that. Because I'm going to talk.
Oh, hey, Bitty Bit. Come on down. Come on, Tootin. He's my little Tootin.
Kitten?
Tootin.
Putin.
Because he's a cute little kitten. He's my kitten.
That's like
He's my little Bitty Bits, huh?
really pretty.
Huh. Good boy. You see yourself? What do you think about that?
His face is in.
He's looking at himself.
Oh, what a cute cat.
Bitty Bit. I know, it's a what a handsome fellow. My mom made a cute baby out of me. That what you're saying with your little white toes? That's 2 toes whites? And then you got 4 toes whites and 2. This is why I've been waking up at 4 o'clock.
With the cat?
Because he comes up and he's just like so affectionate and so lovey.
Purrs.
And he just wants to just love. And it's just like a love fest. How am I going to say no to that? I mean, no, I do want. I'm going to deny your love. You cannot deny my love. No, you cannot.
He's soft.
Huh.
I like his little paw.
Yeah, he's got a great disposition. Almost as good as Stan Lee. Near. He's a very affectionate cat. I need to wash this down. Excuse me.
He's very interested in what's happening, too.
When I cook and I'm in the kitchen, he comes and sits on the edge and watches me.
Oh, really?
He gets a little bit overzealous. He needs to be a little bit find his place. Is like, no, you don't get to grab food and take food.
Oh. He's alive.
Yeah, but I'll take care of him. He don't got no need to act like that.
You guys haven't what?
He doesn't have any need to act that way. I'll make sure he doesn't ever have to.
There's another one, Marge.
Yeah, they're everywhere, Mom. They're everywhere. It's Marge's cat ranch. Yep. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name is Margie. I'm a Hailk empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It was a pretty good day today. Yeah.
It's a very good day.
Yeah, yesterday was peculiar. Yesterday was the full moon. It was my half birthday, October 9th. And it was a full moon, and the moon started, a fire truck came across the street yesterday
Oh, really?
and stops there.
Oh.
And stops, right? And I thought it was like the people across the street, but it was, they couldn't get down this long driveway. So it was actually these people that lived way back, like, I don't know, half a mile or so, but they couldn't get their fire truck back there, so they all had to walk back there
Oh, wow.
to help whoever needed help. And then like the fire truck was here a good 30-40 minutes. It was so weird because like the landlord called and said, I'm out front, I'm gonna go put garbage in your garbage. And I was like, all right. You pay the bill. Okay, that's cool, you pay the bill with, you know. So she like did that, and then the fire truck was here, and then the freaking cat went into labor.
Oh, good day.
And I was like, what? Oh, it's the full moon in Aries. So all of this
Moving
stuff is happening.
and shifting and
Yeah, Benny, don't start crying. And Cat ended up, because she had it, last time she did it, she had it on the porch, and I had to put them all in the bathroom. This time, she came inside, and she was like not willing to go back outside. It's like, I knew she was going to pop any second now, and she chose yesterday to do it. And I just put her back in the bathroom, and she had like 7 kittens. But they got 2 weeks. They got 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna put them out in the freaking one of the cars, out in the outside, because we're not gonna be here probably much longer. Come on, Benny, get out. We're not gonna be here much longer, so these cats will have a lot better chance learning to be an outside cat than learning how to be an inside cat and then being thrown out to learn how to fend for themselves outside. And that's where Tango was born, and his mom, the one that had all the kittens, is his sister. They came out from the same litter, and so that's where she had them. That's where I'm going to put their kittens out there. Yeah, so it's just, life just throws stuff at you, and you just do the best you can, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never lived like this. I just know that when there's something in front of me to take care of, I just need to take care of it. Yeah. And the world's gotten to a place where everybody has to feel good about whatever the situation they're in to take care of something. And that is not always the case. Sometimes you don't feel good about taking care of it, but you got to do it anyway. A lot of people got to grow up on this planet. Anyway, come on, Benny, get up here. So what else? I got a message last night of a potential place for me and Ma.
Where's that, man?
Right, not too far from here. Benny, I'm losing my patience with you. I really am. Get up here now. Get up there now. Funny. He thinks he's cute. And he's very distracting, and I'm trying to say things here, and he's very, very, very distracting. Very distracting. So, where was I? The place. Got a message last night. And the lady that I talked to today, we talked for like good 40 minutes or so, and she's going to come down from where she lives in Colorado on Wednesday, and we'll meet, and maybe it'll work out for both of us.
That's a long way.
Yep. So I let her know I'm a real hard worker. She said there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I said, I might be the one to be able to take that on. Uh-huh. And so we'll see. So it was just kind of interesting because I've always been led by synchronicity. I've always been led by my heart. And I've looked at synchronicities to guide me and let me know of which way I'm going to go in life, Like all the way down to where I choose to get tattoos, There's always... I'm a very deliberate person. I think most people are.
Very what?
Pragmatic and deliberate. And so when I get synchronicities, I've been getting so many synchronicities lately. But a really beautiful one came, and even if it doesn't work out for us to live there for whatever reason, it's still a beautiful story. And I told her the story about how we ended up in New Mexico and how the mountain called to us. And so and that's how a lot of people end up here, because the mountain calls people, and then they come, and then and so the mountain called to us, and because this was never on my radar. New Mexico, it was never on my plan of places to live. And so I was talking to this woman and I was telling her about, how you were born with 2 club feet. And she kind of went, huh, I heard her like, kind of, huh, like, well, And then after I told the story, she was like, well, I was born with 2 club feet. And I said, you know what? I said, I have been looking my whole life, I have been looking for one other human being that was born with 2 club feet. Because only a person that was born with 2 club feet will understand what it's like to be born with 2 club feet. You had 6 or 7 tendon replacement surgeries on your feet.
Yes.
Your feet are the most sensitive part of the body. It's where all the nerve endings are. And in the 1950s, Mom, you were pretty much a guinea pig.
Yeah.
They pretty much, all the
Sticking different things.
they would try stuff on you because
Yeah.
you know, the doctors were cutting it, you know. They're weird and twisted, but a lot of the procedures that they've had today,
They're really
first
good.
they develop with you.
Yeah.
And so for me, I always thought it would be really neat if you met someone else that went through the same things that you went through. You know, it's hard. That's what I always understood. There's so many people that feel alone on this planet. They just feel like whatever they're going through, that nobody's ever gone through it,
That they don't,
and that nobody can understand how they
Right.
feel.
And they don't believe.
And that they believe that they're always going to feel the way that they feel at this moment, and that they don't understand how energy works, and that this will pass and you will get to a point that you will feel great again, and then that energy will shift and then that will pass. You know, it's just, but it's finding the grace in all of it. It's finding, it was kind of neat. I was in such a good mood this morning, right?
You were very good.
I woke up and I felt good. And it wasn't even, I mean, it was, the potential of the place for us to live, but it was more than that. It was a shift in energy and so new beginnings. And so promising new days and all the possibilities of what can be and all that stuff. I went and called my buddy Augustine. I went and drove by another place that is having an open house on Wednesday. I drove up the road to find the road where it was, and I called my buddy Augustine, and I went and picked him up, and
Where does he live?
he works at the laundromat. He's the maintenance man, and he at the laundromat on the north side, and he walks down to the park. So today I just called him, and I went and picked him up on his walk. So I was telling him about the potential of this place, and we went over the park because I like sitting under the trees, right? Because there's no trees here, and there's trees at the new spot, and a couple around. You know, it's cool, and so he shows me his new pieces. He's a stone carver.
A stone carver?
Yeah.
That would be interesting. That's an art.
Oh, so here's a picture of the fire truck last night. This was kind of a trip. It's the fire truck with the full moon coming up.
Oh, wow.
That was kind of a trip. That's without all the glare and stuff like that, but oh, and Jupiter. Can't forget Jupiter. There's Jupiter. Oh, hi Jupiter. I like Jupiter. Anyway, so here's my homie Augustine at the park. And then here is his newest, this thing, man. I'm trying to get him like an Instacrap or a Facebook or Etsy or some shit like that, an online presence, so he can sell these stuff online. Because, okay, here's like a nail. Right here. Oh, wait. And then it's the face. Do you see the face? See the face? So we have the feather dress, the headdress, and the face. And then, poop. Here's the other side. Now, if you know, and then on the front up here, it's carved in face. And then you see on this side, it's a horse. It's a bronco. See on that side? And he's not done with this side yet, so I kind of almost don't even want to show it. But if you notice over here, this side, the face, when you look at it head on, it's like a person face, and half of it's white and half of it's red. It's really freaking cool. So, once we get set up to a place, I'll be doing more stuff like this myself, because I find it very meditative. So there's a better picture of the face right there. Here's the red side. And then that's the other side. And then another thing I did today is he lives on the Pueblo. Augustine does. He lives on the Pueblo. I've never been on the Pueblo before. And it's been open for a couple months. I just, because I'll be like, let me give you a ride home, Augustine. He's like, no, I'll walk, right? So I took him to where, like, close to where he lives.
Yeah.
That's, as a matter of fact, the thumbnail that I have on today's talk is the one picture I took, because I took him in, and I'm like, it's so trippy to me. It's so, the reality of life is just so entertaining. So it's basically a lot of open land, and then it has like a little in-town area where a lot of the shops and stuff, museums and stuff like that are, kind of thing. And I'm just like, I can't believe my fellow Indians put up with this stuff. It's like you got a bunch of white people that just like to go and just like look how the brown people are living. And they like pay admission to do, it's just such a trip. And what's weirder to me is that, like, the indigenous, like, put up, tolerate it. Like, I would not want someone just come and watch me live. And people are just trippy, and because there's a guy I know, and he works in customer service a lot, right? Right? He's worked at, like, Blake's Burgers. Now he works at the Travel Center. So he's around a constant barrage of different kind of people from all over the place. So and he's a Capricorn. And so he's, like, paying attention, to a lot of, he's a smart guy. And he was telling me when he worked at Blake's Burger, because when I moved here, I experienced the same thing, kind of. It was kind of a culture shock, because in no place, I mean, yeah, we like, in Redding, Northern California, there's like the Hopi tribe. The Hopi tribe. I always call that Hopi. There's the Hopi tribe, and then, then my teacher, Mrs. Moon Freeman, she was a part of that tribe, and she'd get the tribe to come dance for us.
Really?
And I love that. And then they had all the, like, indigenous stuff to California, the storylines that they presented, They all land is hijacked, man. Ain't no land belong to nobody, because, whatever is there is always, there was somebody that was there before, and then somebody gets advantage from taking over. And that's what societies and civilizations are all about for years and years and decades and centuries, and and they still haven't figured out that there's plenty for everybody. There's still the controllee paradigm, hierarchical, we're better than you, all that nonsense. They can't figure it out. They can't make it so there's enough for everybody, but it's just stupid. Anyway, so he was telling me about how this girl goes into the where he worked, the burger place, one time, and her mouth was just like jaw open, just, and he asked, "Are you okay? Like, are you all right?" And she's like, "What nationality are you all?"
Who's she talking to?
She was because she was just some white girl from Chicago or something. I don't know, driving around, and he said, "Well, Native American, or predominantly Hispanic Native American around here, or Hispanic Native American Spanish, in this area. So there's a lot of Indians, and she was like, you people exist?" Like, she'd never seen a Native American before.
Oh, wow.
And now she comes here, and then she was surrounded, and she didn't even know what to do with herself. That is how people closed off, or that's how closed off for people are. They're told storylines, and there's no other reality beside the story that they're told. That they take other people's imposed reality on as their own.
Oh, on is their own.
But now more and more people are starting to go out and live their own lives and see for themselves. And I always think that's important, that people do that. Go out and see for yourself. You think you know how the world is, go out and see for yourself. You know, I've seen for myself ever since I was a little kid. I know the darkness and the light in which both this world contains. And people think it's all good and the world's out there to take care of you. And
No, it's not.
I am here to say that is not true. There was I'm a part of a group on Facebook. Let's see if I can find the post. It's like missing people or crime watch, or it's one of those crime watch. No, it's not gonna. Now technology is not gonna work at all because I'm not gonna be able to find it. I don't know who that is. Anyway, New Mexico. Let's see if I can find it. New Mexico most wanted. And every day there's missing people and stuff like that. Every single day. It's like several.
The people in this.
Oh my gosh, here's a new one. This was just posted an hour ago. 3 teens arrested in fatal shooting of a 15-year-old Taos woman.
How on person?
15-year-old, 52-year-old Taos woman. 3 teens. I mean, people, like kids play these video games and kill people, and then they want to go try it themselves, and they're doing it. And it doesn't, and they don't have any consequence. They don't, it's like, boom, person's dead. And then they're just like, they don't feel anything. There's no remorse. There's no, oh my God, I took a life. They'll probably, oh no, I get my tear or whatever, some bullshit like that. 2 14-year-olds and a 16-year-old.
And they killed somebody?
Yeah. This is everywhere. It's everywhere. And people are like, well, you can't live in fear. Yeah, dude, God gave me sense to not go out and put myself in positions and places that I don't need to be in. That's why I like going. If I'm gonna go to the park, I'm gonna go at like 9 o'clock in the morning when you got the group that the AA meeting that just wrapped up, and you got the freaking Tai Chi ladies before the drunkards start going out and hanging out on the stage. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not trying to live in shadows, man. I'm not. I'm trying to, Oh, here's another. Inmates only jumped in because the guard brings in drugs to the prison. Yeah, when the Cameron Watson be held accountable for his crimes. Newly released video shows this correctional officer guard looking on as a person in custody is assaulted. He just watches. See, it's just, they call this place the land of entrapment. September 22nd, Albuquerque High School on lockdown. Apparently a student has a gun. I'm not finding it, but somebody earlier posted a video of a white caravan. A white, like, Dodge Caravan, minivan, with the license plate on it, because the white couple that drove around in it were going around stealing people, kidnapping people.
Kidnapping
Yeah,
people?
yeah. And they tried to do it to his girlfriend, and his girlfriend got away.
Oh, God.
Right? The police aren't going to do anything because the girlfriend got away. If the girlfriend actually, if the woman actually got kidnapped, then, they maybe would look for her, but probably not. Yeah, this is everywhere. Big cities, little towns. It's just, it's because we living in Babylon, because people don't got no emotional control. They just go around, do whatever they want. They eat whatever they want. They drink whatever they want. They don't discipline themselves at all. They don't tell themselves no in any way. So when that voice kicks in and says, no, don't do that, they're like, I don't even know what you are. I just go around, do whatever I want, whenever I want, because that's what I feel like. And that's, being a human being, that's what it's all about. Doing whatever you want, whenever you feel. No, it's about having discipline and not doing whatever you want just because you can. That is a sickness. The earth is freaking shrouded with sickness right now. Yep. That's the way I see it, Ma. I almost went and got a freaking library card today, too. But I thought I'd say that for another day. So all in all, today was a pretty good day.
That's good.
Yeah. It just felt nice to feel good. And Augustine, I was out there walking the dogs. Because I came home this morning. He was with me because he went with me to look at the place. Because he's going to help me fix stuff and help clean it up and stuff like that. Help me move and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, it's good to see you happy.
Really?
I said, yeah, I'm a lot more fun to be around when things are, aren't as heavy and dense.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm in this umbrella of impending doom and dark. Or I'm trying not to feel that way, even though circumstances are presenting themselves that if I wanted to, you could go ahead and feel that way, Marge, but it's not going to do me no good, But I'm a lot more fun when the healing is convinced. But it's just been a really hard 6 years. It's been hard. So I know the shift is coming, and we're due for some good stuff, Ma. You, me, both of us, and then people, maybe they'll start watching my videos. They'll see me changing, and I'm not changing because I have that relationship. I got that relationship. I see it all the time. I see how, it's like, yeah, I'd be fixed too if I found somebody that loved all my broken parts. That would make me a better person too. I ain't never found that person, so I'm just trying to do all this stuff by myself, And I see people, I watch them, they couple up on their YouTube, and then they're all of a sudden they're that much more of a whole person. I'm like, well, why couldn't you be that happy even by yourself, right? I don't know. Why can't I? Why? Some days I succeed and some days I fail. It's all part of being a spiritual being, having a human experience. Trying this on. Does this work? No, that don't work for me. This works. That don't work. That's not comfortable. This is comfortable. Things are promising because things are synchronistically congruent. We're getting a lot of stuff lining up. Mom, I was telling Mom about what I was calling the talk, and so we were practicing saying synchronistically. And reminded me of my old speech days when I had to just talk with the speech therapist on that big blue bus. All right, and do my flashcards because I talk like a baby and people couldn't understand me, so I wanted to talk like a grown-up, all that stuff. Yeah, so it all worked out, and then Mom had her stroke, so we learned how to say some stuff together again, We learn stuff, and then you apply that practical knowledge wherever you can in life. I've been given an opportunity to have a lot of more life experience than regular people, and I'm trying to use that practical knowledge to pass it on and share with people based on the mistakes or life lessons I've made. I don't like the word mistakes. I like life lessons. And we'll try it again tomorrow. It's about all I got.